You are making the world a better place by listening to the Joy of Living podcast. This is your guide to achieving a more purposeful, powerful, and positive life. Join Barry Shore in unlocking the best version of you and becoming happier, healthier, and wealthier. And now, here's your ambassador of joy, Barry Shore.
Good day, beautiful, bountiful, beloved, immortal beings, and good-looking people. Now remember, you're good-looking because you're always looking for and finding the good. You found good in abundance because you have conscientiously and consciously tuned into the joy of living with your humble host, Barry Shore. And you tuned in for one reason and one reason only. Best reason in the whole world, because you care the most in the entire world about you. Y-O-U. And that's great, by the way, because when you become the best you make the world a better place. You build more bridges of harmony. You create more joy, happiness, peace, and love in the world. And, of course, the way that you get there is through one of the most normal things that a healthy human being can do. Laughter. And you're going to be regaled by laughter today with one of the epitomes, the embodiment of laughter, Roberta Gold, and will be with us in just a few minutes. So you know on this show that we discuss the three fundamentals of life. And when you use these three fundamentals for your benefit, you will be happier, healthier, and wealthier. Who doesn't want that? Now, the three fundamentals are, number one, life, your life has purpose. And when you lead a purpose-driven life, number two happens. Now, in this case, good number two, you go MAD. Now, MAD is a wonderful acronym that stands for make a difference. You lead a purpose-driven life, you make a difference in the world. And the third fundamental is to unlock the power and the secrets of everyday words and terms. Simplest example, right now, our show is carried around the world. 386,721 people at the moment are listening and tuning in. And thank you for recommending this to your family and friends, because every week we're gaining more than 20,000 listeners. We'll be over the 400,000 mark in a couple of weeks and 500,000, God willing, by the end of the summer. And what we ask is that you share this with 5 people. That's it, 5 people. Not 50 or 100. Well, then you want to do it, it's up to you. But at least 5 so we can touch millions of people. So if you ask anybody, what does WWW stand for? Invariably, it has to do with the internet. Now, factually speaking, they're correct. However, in our world, the world of the positive, purposeful, powerful, and pleasant, WWW stands for what a wonderful world. And what is a word, right? WHATA. And of course, a tip of the hat and a big thank you to Louis Armstrong, Satchmo, for enabling that song, What a Wonderful World, to go viral and touch not just tens of millions, 100 millions, but billions of people around the planet. And whenever you hear the opening bars of What a Wonderful World, what do you do right away? You can't help it. You smile. Now, smile is one of the most important words you could ever internalize, utilize, and leverage in your life, because smile stands for seeing miracles in life every day. That's right, seeing miracles in life every day. Now, I'm privileged to speak to lots of groups in person, as well as, of course, over the internet and such. And just recently, I spoke to a group of 1,127 people and talking to a story of Barry Shore, and talking about smile, seeing miracles in life every day. And I have some people raising their hands and say, hey, Barry Shore, I've been out for hours, I haven't seen any miracles. And I asked them, are you here? Can you hear? Can you stand still? I can't do that. Can you walk? I can barely do that. Do you have water to drink? Do you have food to eat? Do you have a place to sleep? Do you have family? Do you have friends? Every single one of those is a miracle. What's the proof? Simple proof. 1 million people didn't get out of bed this morning. You know why? They died. By definition, if you're watching or you're listening, you didn't. Therefore, you have an obligation to live life to the full. That means internalizing what we're working with, especially today with laughter, and using it so you can become the best you possible. So I want to tell you a quick story. It's about me. Imagine, if you can, I'm standing up in the morning, completely healthy and hearty, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. That evening, I'm in the hospital, totally, completely paralyzed from my neck down. It's called a quadriplegic. And it was not because of an automobile accident. It wasn't a spinal injury. A rare disease took over my body and rendered me what's called quadriplegic. Nothing in my body moved. I could only communicate by blinking my eyes. I was 144 days in the hospital, 2 years in a hospital bed in my own home. I couldn't move. I was 4 years in a wheelchair. I had braces on both my legs, my hips, my ankles. That was progress. Thank God today I'm able to be vertical and ambulatory with the help of a 7-foot walking wand. So I'm a triped, not a biped. Can't walk up a stair by myself. I can't walk up a curb by myself. I have help 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, but you hear my voice. Positive, purposeful, powerful, plus, all because of one word. And this word is smile. Seeing miracles in life every day. I got to tell you, my 8-year-old niece came over to me a few weeks ago, and she says, Uncle Barry, can we spell smile S-M-I-E-L? I thought about it. Smile. It sounds the same. Why not? I asked her, how come? She says, because then it would stand for seeing miracles in everyday life. Out of the mouth of an 8-year-old. But what was she doing? She was creating the kind of world she wants to live in. Now, CREATE is a fabulous acronym. It stands for causing, rethinking, enabling all to excel. And we're going to experience rethinking today. It's called, we call it a shift in perspective. Now, I've been working with people, thank God, for over 4.5 decades. And I can tell you 97.2% of all the people I work with, and I'm talking about high achievers, when they begin working with me, they tend to drop the F in shift, and the other stuff happens. You got to be effing careful with your F. You want to shift your perspective ever so slightly, and then you can internalize, utilize, and leverage the 6 most important words you'll ever learn. And these are choice, not chance, determines your destiny. Choice, how you choose to respond in any given situation will determine not only your path in life, but your trajectory. So I got to warn everybody in advance before we bring on wonderful Roberta. I use a lot of 4-letter words. I even use the 4-letter FU word, and I do it for the shock value, and it's fun. Now, of course, the 4-letter words that we use, because we live in the world of the positive, purposeful, powerful, and pleasant, are love, life, hope, free, gift, play, pray, swim. And the 4-letter FU word is fun. Fun, yes, F-U, capital N, capital N. So after the show, you see your family and friends, you have a twinkle in your eye, a smile on your face, remember what they stand for, point your finger, say, F-U, everybody. Add right away, capital N, capital N. So what are you talking about? So, I listen to Barry Shore. He wants to teach the world to F-U. He had on this amazing person who taught us about laughter. Then you got their attention. You can really discuss something. So before we bring on Roberta Gold, I want to urge everybody to use the 2 most powerful words in the English language 3 times a day from now and the rest of your life. When you do this, you'll be happier, healthier, and wealthier. And these 2 words are thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank stands for to harmonize and nurture kindness. Everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. Therefore, be kind always. KIND is a fabulous acronym that stands for keep inspiring noble deeds. No one I can think of at the moment that I'd like to share with you. It inspires noble deeds more than amazing, wonderful, fabulous Roberta Gold. Roberta, please say hello to 389,722 people around the world.
Hello, Barry, and hello, everybody around the world. How wonderful to be here with you.
Well, it is an absolute delight and a pleasure. Those of you who are listening just heard this voice of love. That's Roberta. And if you are privileged to be watching, you're seeing her beaming, bountiful, beneficent image, her visage. It's so great. If I started telling you all the things about Roberta, it would take the rest of the show. I'm going to give you 3 highlights. 1, she's a family woman, married, 2 kids, has a dog, of course, maybe even several. And so she's a real great human being. The second thing is that she's certified. Yes, she's certified MAD, meaning she's making a difference, but she's certified in being a therapist. And her therapy has to do with the ability for people to have what we call therapeutic humor. And she's also the president, maybe even the founder, we'll have to find out, of AATH. So everybody's going to say, what is AATH? You know something? I'd rather have Roberta tell you than me. So without any more, wonderful Roberta Gold. First of all, what a delight to have you. Second thing is, what the heck is AATH? And why should we listen to you?
Well, thank you, Barry. So I am privileged to be here. AATH is the Association for Applied and Therapeutic Humor. I am not the founder of it, but I have been in it for many, 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 many years. And it is my family away from my family. It is awesome. It's people all over the world who come together for conferences, for educational platforms, for camaraderie, and all kinds of information on research on humor. And we're the joy people. We really embody elevating and nourishing the human spirit with the intentional use of humor and laughter.
Oh, let's unpack that last part, because I love the I word, the intentional use of humor. So I share with you, there's a great acronym for the word joy, because I'm the ambassador of joy. And this podcast is the joy of living. Joy stands for journey of you. And that's, I think, what you do with AATH, the ability to use intention to become the best you possible, and therefore create those ripples of laughter and joy and humor. So can you give us an example or two, just two examples of, like you said, research and benefits that come out of AATH? What's some of the research that you've been able to help people with?
We have you can go into our website at www.aath.org, and you can access all kinds of research from everything from nursing and children.
Okay, so what I'd like you to do, let me put you in pause. What I'd like you to do, first of all, don't have to write down anything, anybody. Just lean and experience Roberta. You want anything about Roberta and AATH, just go to my website, barryshore.com. BARRYSHORE. Give us just two real data points on something that you found amazing in the research about humor.
You're putting me on the spot, Barry.
Yes, exactly. Well, that's the good news is you're the president of AATH. I want to put you on the spot because I'll give you a lead in. So there's one of the most famous books and people in the world was a man named Norman Cousins. He wrote a book called The Anatomy of an Illness, and how he was on death's doorstep, and how he used humor and laughter to not only bring him back into life, but to heal him from his illness. So you're familiar, of course, with the book and the whole process. So I'm putting you on the spot. Yes, give us something that you found fascinating in the research that has been available because of AATH.
Well, Norman Cousins is wonderful. I definitely I was blessed to have met him before he passed away, right before. But humor is an adjunct to almost anything that you utilize in your body. So it doesn't take away actual medicine, but it makes that medicine much more beneficial. And there's been studies that showed that people have healed much faster. I mean, I can tell you now, I'm not going to go for the hardcore data that there is, and there is, but I'm going to tell you in personal experience. My father was given 5 years to live back in 1978. We never told him. And he ended up living 15 years longer than they thought he was going to live. My father had a sense of humor that was unbelievable. Every time he went into the hospital, I would put on his IV pole. It was on a spring, and it was this clown. And when you hit it, it laughed. And the nurses would come in, and he would make it laugh. And the nurses would laugh, and he would laugh. My dad always ended up leaving the hospital sooner than they thought. He lived much longer than the prediction for him was. And he utilized humor and laughter to the very, very end of his life. You never knew how bad things were for him, because he always looked at you when you said, "How are you?" And he said, "I am fantastic," regardless of how he felt.
I'm glad we put you on the spot, because that is exactly what we need to hear You hear that? So Roberta is also an alternative idea for AATH is something called laughter for the health of it. In other words, everything we do is playful. Play is the ultimate four-letter word that enables people to learn. See, if you can gather data and information, you cannot acquire it internally as knowledge and wisdom until you play with it. And laughter is the mechanism that allows you to play in life. So I would like you to let's go a little more into AATH. So that's a personal story. I'm also the embodiment of that. I mean, I was a quadriplegic. Hello, not an easy gig. And thank God I went in with a robust feeling of joy, happiness, peace, and love. I was 55 years of age. So I've been doing this for decades and decades. And now you have to walk your talk. Okay, sure. Now what do? Well, you smile, because that's what life is about, leveraging the ability to laugh. So let's talk about what's going on in AATH and what you think you're doing for the world, let's say with your newsletter and things like that. Now, again, everything you want to know about Roberta and AATH is go to my website, barryshore.com. You can sign up there for the newsletter and all kinds of things. So what are you seeing with AATH? Is it really helping to shift the energy of the planet?
Well, I think so. And I believe that. We have people from all walks of life, people that are utilizing humor and laughter in therapy for themselves, or they're practitioners that are utilizing it for their patients and clients. We have people that are lawyers and doctors and nurses and therapists and recreation therapists like myself. And we have people that are teachers and educators. We have military. We have clergy. We have
Okay. This is I
everyone.
want to unpack something here. Give us an example of how somebody uses the tools of AATH or recreational therapy to embody. And let's say that they're working with somebody who thinks they're clinically depressed. How does humor work in that situation? You just say, hey, lighten up, or you tickle the person. What is it that you can do? Because let's be blunt, people, when they're down, feel that they're down. How does one raise somebody up?
That's a big question there. So with AATH, so you've kind of transposed both my business and AATH, which we are
Good.
kind of symbiotic there. But
Yes.
with AATH, we have a 3-year program called the Humor Academy. And the Humor Academy is absolutely wonderful because it's 3 years of teaching you how to understand and how to apply humor in therapeutic situations as well as in your life. So when you're talking about when somebody's depressed, most of the world is depressed.
Wait, that was the point, by the way. That was the point of the question.
Yeah.
Let's be blunt. 98% of the planet, people on the planet, either walk around with a cloud over the head or think that they are in difficulties. It's the 2% who are working in this field called life and love that are here to help raise the planet. So yes, most people are in some mode of, well, gee, what's going on in there? I don't like this. So how does the academy help that? And why do you need 3 years?
Well, you do, because the first year you're learning about it. The second year you actually have a project that you apply and utilize. And the third year is leadership. So it's wonderful with teachers and instructors in it. But let me give you an example. You talked about how you use it in
Exactly. Okay, I want the example. Now, here's what we like to do. We have people that love the show, and that's why we bring on Roberta, because we want you to love it as well. We have people who are sponsors, and we vet them. We wouldn't have them on. So we're going to go and have a brief commercial break. More Roberta Gold, AATH, Humor Academy. On the other side, she's going to give you a concrete example. Don't go away. Be right back.
What if you could shop at your favorite local stores, swipe your current credit card, and get extra cashback rewards? And what if you could also have donations sent to your favorite cause at no extra cost to you? What if this amazing program was absolutely free and very simple to set up? Well, What If is here. Welcome to Einstein Cares, where your everyday shopping gives you and your favorite cause extra money. It's fast, it's easy, and effortless.
Good day, beautiful, bountiful, beloved immortal beings, and good-looking people. Maybe good-looking because you're always looking for and finding the good. We have good in abundance. Our cup runneth over with good. Her name is Roberta Gold, but really, she is the embodiment of AATH, the Academy for Applied Therapeutic Humor. Can you imagine that in a 3-year course? And you're about to give us an example of something, Roberta, right before the break. So what is this example you want to share with us?
Well, we talked about utilizing humor when you're not feeling great, when you're having some depression, anxiety, just jittery nerves. So I started as a recreation therapist in working in psychiatric facilities. And how I saw the power of humor was, so I worked with occupational therapists, and we had what's called a craft room. And it was all different types of things that people can engage in artistically. One of the most popular things that they did is they made these stuffed animals, and they worked on the head first and set the head down and worked on the body. Well, I happen to be silly whether I'm at work or home or whatever it is. I don't really change personalities that much. So I would pick up the head and I would make it talk, and I'd go, hi, how are you? And they would look at me like, really? I'm in this hospital and you're not? And we would laugh and laugh and laugh. And later that day or that week, they would stop me in the hallway and they would say, Roberta, can we talk? I don't feel comfortable talking to my doctor right now, but I need to talk to somebody. Can we talk? And I started realizing that when we laughed together, I wasn't the therapist and they weren't the patient. We were even. We were equal. We were the same. And I started studying humor and laughter. And that's when I found Norman Cousins. That's when I found some of my greatest colleagues. I went and I saw people and I studied and I researched, and I found at that time it was the American Association for Therapeutic Humor. We have evolved into an international organization, the Association for Applied and Therapeutic Humor. And I found my people. I found people who were also interested in utilizing humor in a therapeutic setting and for themselves, and seeing how my dad used it and my family used it and how I used it to overcome some personal things in my life as well. If I didn't laugh, I don't know. I don't think a day or an hour goes by that I don't do something silly, that I don't share something to help somebody else smile and laugh, because that's the beauty of humor and laughter. When you laugh, you're never alone.
Oh, wait a minute. This is a line. This is a keeper. When you laugh, you're never alone. And that's the genius of this beautiful idea of what we call attitudinal adjustment. In other words, there's a fun line in the outside world, not in the world of the 2%ers, which is us and spreading that joy. Attitude adjustment is done with a 2x4. Hit somebody. What we do is attitude adjustment is we say hello and start laughing. You can tickle yourself. You can do anything you want. Everybody, I beg of you, learn to laugh for at least 18 seconds a day. Literally. I don't care what you do.
Yeah, only 18 seconds?
Yeah, here's the key. You'd be surprised. I work with a lot of people. And I one of the things I ask people is, when was the last time you laughed? And Roberta, there are some people who say You ready for this? I don't remember. Some people say, well, it's been a few days. We can't imagine going through a few hours without laughing, right? So when I urge people at 18 seconds, you'd be amazed and how people say, that made all the difference in my life. The ability to laugh every single day. Tickle yourself if you have to. Whatever you need to do. You can pull a hair out, do something that's really silly, like you said. Just cause laughter. So let's talk about how you, as a coach, a professional, utilize this remarkable, beneficial, fabulous idea and tool. That there's a famous person named Archimedes, and very famous 2,500 years ago. He number theories that we still use today. He said, give me a fulcrum and a lever and I'll move the world. Well, the fulcrum that we have is called life. And the lever that we have, Roberta, is laughter. We can move the world. Isn't that what you do? Isn't that what AATH is all about? I love this idea of the academy. We're moving the world. We're shifting the balance of energy in the world. We're shifting it into good, right?
Absolutely. Do you know that when you're actually laughing, engaged in actual laughter, it is impossible to feel pain and it is impossible to be depressed in that time that you're laughing. And that the longer you laugh and the harder you laugh, when the tears are flowing down your cheeks and your sides are aching and the tears maybe are falling down your legs, who knows? And it has lasting effects with you. And, you think about it, if you go to a movie or you're with a group of friends and you are just laughing the whole time, you actually feel good for an hour or so afterwards. You can sleep better. You can wake up feeling better. It has regenerative, it basically activates your happy hormones.
Good. So let's talk about that. We call that a dose of hope. And dose, of course, as you know, stands for, what are these hormones that really get people going? What's the D?
Dopamine.
O.
Oxytocin.
Right. S.
Serotonin.
And E. Endorphins.
Endorphins, and we're still, that was the hardest one to actually prove, but that's what we believe.
Right. Well, right. But so that's dose. When you take a dose of hope we call helping others progress every day. That's what we do in our lives, right, Roberta? And then the whole mission of Roberta Gold, of AATH, is to be a dose of hope in life. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
And when you do that, she says, you can't go wrong. You can only do well.
You want me to give you that's something that I give to everybody when I do my every speaking engagement that I have. At some point in it, I will teach you, like you said, how you can laugh when you don't feel like laughing. Because actually, we don't laugh because we're happy. We are happy because we have laughed. So if you force yourself to laugh, your brain doesn't know that you're faking the laughter. And the longer that you fake it, the more reality it becomes. And your brain takes over and says, oh, we're actually happy now. We are laughing.
Right.
So I have a fun little exercise, Barry. So it's basically you kind of shake out your hands, you tap out your feet, you get yourself all ready, and you say, ah.
Ah.
And you say, ha.
Ha.
And you say, aha.
Aha.
Aha. And you can do this anytime, anywhere, any place. You You can do it alone. You can do it with people. You can do it with your dog. Your cat might be a little fussy, but you can do it.
Okay, wait a minute. She just revealed who she is.
I'm a dog person. I know.
Right.
I love cats, though.
Okay, so this is really a nice segue, because one of the ways that Roberta and I met and I became involved with AATH is because I shared something with a fellow person who shared with somebody else a smile card. And I sent the cards to somebody. And one of the cards that we have that was given out at the recent meeting in, I think it was in Colorado,
It's
was
our annual conference.
we have an annual conference, and we gave out, thank God, thousands of cards, because everybody got a few in their bag and such. And one of the great cards at the conference reads the following: learn to love dog poop. And of course, people love, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Learn to love dogs. So Roberta's a dog person, which means if you're going to be a dog person, you're going to walk outside, dog poops. And now when everybody's going to love this, because you're going to learn to love dog poop, because we love acronyms. So what does dog poop stand for? Doing of good, power of one person. So now, whenever you walk outside, whether you have a dog with you or not, and you walk and you see dog poop, you're with a friend or two friends or more, and you start laughing, you say, I love dog poop. You say that out loud, they'll say, what are you talking about? Well, I listen to Barry Shorty on Roberta Gold, and she's a dog person, and she loves dog poop because dog poop stands for doing of good, power of one person. One of the things Roberta is telling us all, the power of one person. When you laugh, when you share that with someone else, you are creating an entire world. And when you reach out to your right and to your left, and then two people becomes 4, 8, 16, 32, whatever, it continues on, and you create a tsunami of goodness. That's who Roberta is. That's what AATH does. That's what the world needs. With your permission, Roberta, I'd like to tell you, during the commercial break, I wrote out an acronym for laughter.
Okay.
May I read it to you?
Absolutely.
Letting awareness unleash gratitude, happiness, teaching everyone remarkably.
Lovely. I like that. It's interesting. You mentioned before, and you told people I do a weekly free newsletter that I send out to your email. And it's called Laughter Rocks, Tips and Tools to Keep You Cool No Matter What. And
again, just go to barryshore.com, and everything is available, what Roberta does, and you should get it, because we're here to touch souls, right? When you touch a soul, then everything changes.
Absolutely. And you touched on gratitude. And you can't laugh without being grateful. You can't be grateful without laughing. Gratitude, laughter, kindness, intention. It's really what we need more of in the world. And if everybody just thought about, who can I share my smile with? How can I make somebody else's day better? And that's what my newsletter is. It's how to help yourself, how to help spread humor and laughter and positive feelings and emotions and attitude adjustment. That's what I do. So it's everything that you're talking about, Barry, and it's everything that I believe I do in my business, Laughter for the Health of It, and that the Association for Applied and Therapeutic Humor. We are about bringing people together. We are about improving each other's lives and improving as many lives as we can in the world, and utilizing positive humor and laughter.
Positive, purposeful, powerful, pleasant humor makes a difference. Everybody that's listening, those of you, thank God, who have been listening now for we've been doing this for 3 years. We know that everybody listening is a mad person, because MAD stands for make a difference. That's what we're talking about. The reason that I'm humbled and honored to have Roberta with us today is to make sure that everybody understands that your being mad, making a difference, does make a difference. We're talking about AATH, as you mentioned, is now a group that touches people around the world. And we're talking about, by the way, places that are really hard to live in, like Russia. I'll even mention names: Pakistan, Bangladesh, places in Africa, deep in the Congo and such. As long as someone has the faith and the ability to understand that laughter makes a difference, you can even live in communist China, maybe even in North Korea, maybe even downtown Los Angeles.
The beauty, Barry, is we all laugh the same.
Well,
There's one universal language is laughter.
Well, one of the things I really like when I asked you, I asked people about the 3 favorite books and quotes and such, and you mentioned a person who in today's world is most people don't know, of course, because it's generations ago, but it's so easy to just do a search. Victor Borge, Borge is his last name. Victor, Victor. Go and do a search for Victor Borge, because you will be given a gift, the gift of laughter, of one of the greatest musicians that ever lived, a genius at the piano, who recognized early on that being another genius at the piano may not be what the world really needs or wants. But how about a genius at the piano who can make people laugh with what he does on the piano, right? Is that right, Roberta?
Yeah.
And you'll see what one genius can do and recognize everybody can do the same thing in their own genius. I don't care if you collect garbage, which most people do, by the way, in life. I'm just going to make that analogy. I'd like you to talk about. I just realized what I just said, and it's really important. Most people in life collect garbage. You don't have to. You can literally empty your trash and replace it with laughter, joy, happiness. Roberta, you're the president of AATH. Talk to us about ridding your garbage from your life.
Wow, if we could just do that and get rid of these thoughts that bring us down that rabbit hole, that just that we watch those depressing videos or listening to the people
so how do you
shouting stuff. But if you flip the switch in your brain, and our brains are amazing. We have neuroplasticity. We regenerate. We can think differently. We can train our brains to be happier. It's not something, I'm not saying that laughter changes you automatically. I'm not telling you that it is the magic, boom, as soon as you laugh,
wait a minute. It's not a psychedelic mushroom. I can't just eat it and change.
But what it does is it gives us pause so that we can look at a challenging situation. We can analyze it, we can decipher it, and we can plow through it with the best that we have in our ability to do, so that we don't tear our bodies and our souls down. Humor and laughter gives us the ability to face a difficult situation, so that we can find a solution to it, so that we can deal with it in the best way possible. Humor and laughter gives us the ability to be more resilient and to deal with life's troubles, because everybody, like you said, and like on your cards, everybody is dealing with something, everybody. And we have to be kinder and understand that maybe they're doing something because they're hurting so badly. So what can we do to help them? And in the process of helping somebody else, you automatically help yourself. You help yourself better and more deeper when you help somebody else first.
So this is what I was, I'm so thankful that we got here. You mentioned 2 words, and then I'm going to talk about the S word, because the S word, I know is the key to greatness, the key to unlocking the genius in everybody. So you talked about the P word, pause. One of the most important things that you can do in your life right now is to pause. So if you are watching something that is not in your best interest, it's maybe very difficult to stop, but it's more possible to pause and just breathe for 3 seconds and ask, is this the best use of my time? Is this what I want to do? Is this where I want to be? That pause, like you said, because of neuroplasticity, oh, I love that stuff. Because of neuroplasticity, and you realize choice, not chance, determines I can choose now to flip my switch. I'm going to flip the bird on myself, and I'm going to move into laughter. And the S word, before we go to our break, service. When you move into service, you have moved into the greatest aspect of the human being. Because in service is where you now become the best you possible. Am I right on that, Roberta?
Absolutely.
Thank you. On that, absolutely. We're going to have a brief pause. Again, we love the people that support our wonderful podcast. So we urge you to consider using their services or products. We'll be right back with more gold in Roberta after this brief message. Don't go away. Good day, everybody. I have some great, wonderful news for you. Everybody knows that fasting is healthy. Fasting? Healthy? That's right. However, it can be challenging. Not with Prolon. Prolon. Prolon is fasting with food. That's right. Fasting and you get to eat food. It all starts with Prolon's 5-day program. You get snacks, soups, beverages, and it's all designed to activate your body's fasting state. It's like anything you've ever experienced. I must tell you, if I was going to start a nutrition program, Prolon is exactly what I would use. It's convenient. It's backed by Nobel-winning science, and it works. So right now, Prolon is offering the Joy of Living listeners 10% off their 5-day nutrition program. I urge everybody, go to prolonlife.com/Barry. That's PROLON life.com/Barry for this special offer. 10% off for listeners to the Joy of Living, because you like to live well, and using Prolon will help you live life well. So please go to prolonlife.com, PROLON life.com/Barry for the special offer. Do it now. You will thank me. I love it when you're healthy and happy and making a difference in the world. Best wishes. Bye now. Good day, beautiful, bountiful, beloved, immortal beings, and good-looking people. Maybe good-looking. She's always looking for and finding the good in abundance. She's amazing. She is gold. She's Roberta Gold. And we talked about the brain just before we went to the break. And I'm going to share with Roberta, as I said, for me, it's a human being, beautiful, one of my first loves. But I work with my prefrontal cortex every day. Twice a day, I do a particular meditation, and I use Roberta, as my acronym. You ready for this? Because you're in my life. Roberta for me stands for rich, oxygenated blood, energizing, remarkable transformations always in my prefrontal cortex. Because we know that the prefrontal cortex, as opposed to, let's say, the amygdala, is where the good stuff happens, right?
Yes.
So if you could speak just a little bit, a minute or two about, we mentioned the brain, the thymus is the place where you can give it anything you want. The thymus is there to serve you. You tell it what you want, and guess what it will do? Whatever you say. Correct?
Yes. You said it before. Choice. Every single day when we wake up in the morning, we have two choices. We can wake up and we can say, oh my gosh, it's raining. Oh, it's going to mean I'm going to be in traffic. I live in LA. Traffic is always, it's going to be horrible. I'm going to get late. I better get moving. Oh no, the shower is cold. Oh no, my back hurts. Oh me, oh my. Or you can wake up and you can say, wow, it's raining. Oh my gosh, it's going to smell so good. The flowers are going to grow. It's going to turn green. Yay. And you know what? I might be a little slower getting to work, but I'm going to get there. It's going to be fine. And everything's going to be better because it's going to be sprinkled with love. So a lot of us know people who choose the first way to look. They talk to you and it's all, oh my, oh me, oh dear, oh boy, hey, do you know what happened to so-and-so? Oh, and after talking to that person, you're exhausted. You have just, yes, exactly. And then when we meet the second person, they sparkle and they build you up as well. And you walk away going, wow, I feel really good. What happened? We can do that so easily. We go to the grocery store. Just say something wonderful to the checker. They don't hear that very often. Say something to the person behind you. Do something. Just turn around and say,
or if you want to really do something in life that's going to change the whole world, give somebody a keep smiling card. Like Roberta has smile cards and keep smiling cards and joy, happiness, peace, and love. She gives them out. When you give out the cards, it makes a difference in the world. You make a difference in the energy of the planet. That's really where we are, to shift, keep that F in place, the energy of the planet. That's what Roberta does. That's what AATH does. That's what you can do. You're in traffic in your car, you're alone. The greatest thing you can do is, without the radio on, just laugh and continue laughing while you're in the car, and then let people see you. And I hope they look at you and they say, what's going on? And all of a sudden you'll feel the vibrations moving out from your car, and other people will start picking up on it. Because you see, the genius of life is your vibration makes a difference.
yes.
Roberta, sorry to say these words. We're coming to a close for our time together. I have 3 quick questions for you. You ready?
I'm ready.
Number 1, will you come back again?
I would love to, Barry. Thank you.
Oh, very nice. Thank you. Number 2, this is a little tougher. You have 80 seconds only to answer this, Roberta Gold. What is your most fervent desire?
Wow. I'm desiring to see a world that smiles more, talks to each other, even when we have differences, that listens to the other person, and that shares joy and laughter.
Woo! Beautiful. Now, may I give you a hug in front of 401,292 people around the world?
I would love that.
Let me tell you what HUG stands for. Heartfelt, unlimited giving. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. And of course, you're listening to and enjoying The Joy of Living with your humble host, Barry Shore, and our amazing guest, Roberta Gold, talking about therapeutic humor, laughter for the health of it. And of course, that's the reason you're here. You tuned in consciously and conscientiously because you know we talk about the 3 fundamentals of life which make you happier, healthier, and wealthier. They are: number 1, life. Your life has purpose. You lead a purpose-driven life. You go mad. Go mad means you make a difference. And the third is to uncover the power and the secrets of everyday words and terms like WWW, what a wonderful world. Smile, seeing miracles in life every day, as my 8-year-old niece says, seeing miracles in everyday life. Create the kind of world you want to live in, like Roberta, causing rethinking, enabling all to excel. And when you do that, I urge everybody, use 4-letter words. Now, of course, the 4-letter words that we use are love, life, hope, pray, play, swim, grow, and tell everybody to use the 4-letter FU word. FU, capital N, capital N. So after the show, you see your family and friends, smile in your face, a twinkle in your eye. Tell the world, FU, capital N, capital N. You say, where'd you get that? I listen to Barry Shore and The Joy of Living. He wants to teach the world to FU. And start laughing. It's the best medicine in the whole world, laughter. And of course, we urge everybody, use the 2 most powerful words in the English language 3 times a day, consciously and conscientiously for now the rest of your life, because it will make you happier, healthy, and wealthier, and everybody around you will benefit. And these 2 words are thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks stands for to harmonize and nurture kindness, to harmonize and nurture kindness, as Roberta said. Everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. Therefore, be kind always. Keep inspiring noble deeds. That's who you are. And our blessing from Roberta and Barry is go forth. Live exuberantly. Spread the seeds of joy, happiness, peace, and love. Go mad. Go make a difference. Roberta, don't go away.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Joy of Living podcast. Now that's another step towards your healthier, happier, and wealthier life. Never hesitate to do good in the world, no matter what the situation. Join us for another upbeat discussion next time at barryshore.com. And be sure to leave a rating and subscribe to the show to get more conversations like this. And remember to share it with your family and friends too. See you on the next episode.